What's going on, world? It's your boy Gemini Brown here, back with another episode of Knowledge Kicking Knowledge. Today, we're going to be taking a look at some transits. Now, I make this video right on the eve of this new year, 2020. And you know, for months, I've seen people make videos about this upcoming conjunction we have occurring in the sign of Capricorn. But if you've been following me on my channel for a while, you know that I have a specific way of channeling the energies. You know, rather than thinking it out, I try to feel them out. And right now, we got Saturn and Pluto within a one degree orb of one another. And on January 12th, they will be exact. Right after a full moon eclipse at that. So it's safe to say that 2020 is going to start off very eventfully as well as intense. Okay, so let's really dive into this Saturn Pluto conjunction, which is very significant. And the first thing I want you guys to know is that this is not a conjunction that happens very often. So if you're a person out there watching and you happen to have Saturn and Pluto conjunct, please feel free to comment. Let us know how that is played out for you natally. This conjunction only happens every 34 years. All right. So when they come together, and Saturn is like the bridge for me. You know, it's the outer planet that it's personal, but it's also very collective. Okay. And Pluto has more of a collective influence. So what you really want to know here is that there are going to be significant changes happening within our own lives, but those changes happening in our own lives are going to be mirrored collectively. And rather than try to complicate things, I'm going to give it to you straight like this. Wherever Pluto has been transiting within your own chart, it has been seeking to get you to transform your approach towards achievement, your approach towards the material world, your approach towards rules, how you structure yourself within the collective sphere. Now, the fact that I'm here on YouTube, and I'm just one of many people who offer my insight, that offer my service, and that has resulted in me gaining some sort of a status, shows you everything you need to know about Pluto and Capricorn. So if you still don't really understand this transit, look at the world around you. One of my favorite shows to watch, and you guys know I'm Neptunian in nature, so I'm all about like seeing things through like movies or TV. One of my favorite shows out there it also exemplifies Pluto and Capricorn as well as Saturn is Shark Tank. Shark Tank's been on for about 10 years now. How long has Pluto been in Capricorn? Just over 10 years. All right? So think about that. And think about what Shark Tank is. And think about how Shark Tank plays into the collective sphere of individual attainment. Think about that. So in a nutshell, that's so Pluto's been, in some words, trying to get you to reach your Shark Tank potential. What can you sell to the collective, and who's gonna buy it? All right. Some have found their niches quite easily. Others are still, trying to find them. Many of us here are finding it through the universal laws. Okay. Others are finding it through social platforms. Right? But ask yourself, how has Pluto been transforming me? What or how can I get better at applying myself in the material world? How can I structure myself within the material world for more achievement? All right. So I'm breaking it down this way because it's not just they're going to conjunct and this is what's going to play out. No, it's a progressive story that's been going on. So Pluto's about 22 degrees, been here 10 years plus, and it's been working on all of us. So what I want you to do, like I said, think about what is the Pluto effect been within your life? How has your perspective within this area of life in which Pluto is transiting, how has it changed? Okay? How has it changed to this point? Right? So Pluto comes along. Pluto's like, this has got to go, this has got to go. All right? Now that Saturn's been in its own sign, right? Saturn's like, okay, it's like it's coming behind and seeing what Pluto has killed off, right? So just imagine this has been like a war, right? You know, there's destruction and everything within war. Saturn is the cleanup crew. Saturn is like, okay, this building is broken down. It's time to fix it, restructure it. How can we make this better than what it was before? Okay, so they're working together in the sense of whatever has died within your life, right, which is caused by Pluto. Saturn is coming along and restructuring it so you can open up shop, so you can go into business. So you always want to think within yourself, what is my evolutionary intent for this cycle? What is trying to be achieved? So I gave an example. Let's say this has happened, you know, Pluto's been going through your first house, your fifth house, or your 10th house, right? There's, within those different realms of life, they all have to do with the self and the projection of the self and having an action-oriented approach to the world. Look at me, right? So let's just say at the start of this transit, you were overweight or something, you know, your body, you weren't treated, you were overweight, you ate terribly, or, you know, you were just dissatisfied with yourself. What did Pluto trigger within you to change the relationship towards your body, okay, or towards yourself and your self-confidence? There's something within all of us. It can be a talent, right? 5th house. It can be a career, 10th house, right? It just can be your overall way that you relate to the world, 1st house, that something has changed. And now Saturn says, okay, Pluto was like, okay, you're overweight. We need to do something to cause you to eat healthier. So it could have been some type of health scare, right? So boom, you went ahead and you lost all this weight. But within that journey of losing weight, you needed to tap into Saturn. So Saturn was the part of you that got disciplined enough to go to the gym, right? And within this time of going to the gym, you decided to, you know, take a personal training course. And boom, you're now a personal trainer. All right? So understand where I'm going here. The death leads to a reconstruction, which ultimately leads to something you can wear at face value, something that, a service that you can provide, right? Another thing can be, all right, you had a health scare, you were a big junk food person, you ate terribly, you had a health scare, boom, you're now a vegan. Boom, you're now on YouTube making videos about, you know, health products and you know, being a vegan, or you run a blog, right? This has become your identity. All right, so this is how these two planets have been working together. And this is the necessary effect of how you can, if you haven't found your niche, how you continue to tap into that. Now, in terms of the transits that's going to be occurring at this time, which you really, really, really need to know is this. Don't resist the change. All right? Don't resist the change, because by resisting the change, you're calling for more hardship than is already being thrown at you. So when Pluto and Saturn come together, it's going to be a time where, you know, if this is like your second house or your eighth house or your sixth house, you know, financially, things could be, you know, not going too well. So you feel restricted in this way. And that forces you into a corner to figure out, okay, how can I make more money? How can, you know, I expand on my finances? If it's your fourth house, it can create a situation similar to that, but ultimately it forces you to move. So you may find out like you've been living somewhere for 10 years. Deep down inside, you know you shouldn't be living in this area, but you've been complacent. It's been your comfort zone, Cancer. And boom, you know, you lose your job, or the owner of the building in which you live is selling it, and it forces you to move. All right? So if you resist the change, you're going to be forced to change. All right? So on the other hand of what I'm saying is, rather than letting it reach the tipping point, you want to cultivate the Saturnian qualities of discipline, hard work, integrity, you know, business acumen, structure, with channel that with Pluto's intensity. So you want to find self-motivation, okay? But it can manifest for some, like, you know, this is, if you're a cardinal heavy person and these are receiving squares, you're going to be feeling this pressure to do so, all right? And situations will come along that force that hand, but ultimately it's going to lead to change. So like I said, there's two ways you could go about this. You could channel this energy, right, into intense hard work, or you can let it move you. And I think if you let it move you, it isn't going to be too nice. All right? But the key thing that I want to also zero in on is that when this conjunction occurs, the sun will be damn near conjuncted. All right? We'll be coming off of a full moon, and then the sun will be exactly conjunct this transit. And the sun always shines a light upon things. So, and then Jupiter is going to be conjunct the south node. So whatever that is, whatever that has truly outlived its course within your life, whatever you actually are holding on to, you're going to be fully aware. So if you're stressed at this time and you're worrying and you know you're fearful, it's because you're not putting the energy within motion. It's because you are actually holding on. So as we go into 2020, people, it's very, very simple. Change. Allow change to come into your life. Don't resist it. If you are a person who is like the dreamer, right? You're an artist and you're like, I just make art for fun. You know, I don't want to be tied to any systems. No. You need to understand your value, Uranus and Taurus, and understand your value and get what it is that you can make, understand what you can make from your art, okay? Or understand how to add structure and become a top tier successful artist. You can no longer go along with the attitudes of shying away from success. You want to lead towards success. But at the same time, with Jupiter here in Capricorn, which is traditionally debilitated, for some, you're going to be presented with an opportunity to get what you want, but it's going to come with a moral, it's going to come with having to go against your morals in some way. It's kind of like, how bad do you really want it? What are you willing, or who are you willing to sacrifice? So now that's a tricky one, but I would just go with, if you can make, because success requires sacrifice, but you don't ever want to sacrifice your integrity. Jupiter Sun, you don't sacrifice your integrity for materials, but more so have faith that you can reach where you want to reach without having to do so. So success will come, but not if it means sacrificing your integrity or going against what you truly believe in. But that temptation will be there. But overall, it's as simple as that. Do not resist change. Be aware of your inner workings, okay? And then, like I said, I'll touch on this. You know, I'm here in America. I know we got viewers from all over the world, but how you can look at this and see how it's playing out collectively is that, you know, Capricorn represents government first and foremost, right? So wherever you are in the world, there will be things happening within the government where, and their old ways of thinking or ways of conducting business are no longer going to, you know, be able to fly. So pay attention to what outer structures are changing. It can be even companies, right? So you can see, you know, companies adopting new policies that accommodate their employees more. There can be changes within, you know, like the tax system, okay? Even within, like I said, your own job, okay? Or organizations that you're a part of. You're going to see where, like, okay, this isn't working anymore. I didn't really pay attention to this in the past, but now your awareness is there. That's a mirror of the change and approach that's occurring on both levels. All right? So I feel like I'm letting you guys know it's going to be an intense time. We got, you know, an eclipse coming up as well. But if you've been on this journey, this is the payoff. This is where knowledge is power. Okay? And there's no turning back. It's only moving forward. So we're going into a new decade. Take some time, sit with yourself and think, how am I going to redefine myself? How am I going to carve out a lane, or how am I going to structure myself to succeed within this crazy world? All right? So this was my breakdown of the 2020 Saturn Pluto Conjunction and all this crazy Capricorn energy. Feel free to chime in. Let me know what's going on in your world. If you need a reading, holla at me. Until next time, peace.